Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be joining us from. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and sit in on another session for the Masters Spotlight. We have an exciting lineup today. My name is Josh and I'm representing GMAT Club. And the first session we have today is the IE Business School. So I'm going to let the admissions team take a moment, let them introduce themselves. They have someone from their team who's going to be dropping links in the chat. Make sure that you register for the giveaways at the end of the session. So without further ado, IE, I'll let you take it over and I'll come back for the Q&A afterwards.
Thank you so much, Josh. It's very nice to meet you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. So my name is Germán Vivas. I'm accompanied by my colleague Ángeles Riera and Blanca del Cuvillo. We are part of IE University, and all of us work for the global recruitment team. So before we get started, welcome to IE University. You know, our vision is for you to become a leader with a global vision, an entrepreneurial mindset, and a humanistic approach to drive innovation. What we want at IE is that you're able to change, to provide that drive and change within companies and organizations. We also want you to be a part of an extensive global network of students, professors, and companies that share hands-on experience, trends, and insights about the business today. But before we get into more details, I wanted to tell you that we're a university. We're located in Madrid. It's a great place to study. It's the #1 place in the world among study abroad destinations. 40% of multinational corporations have headquarters in Madrid. There's over 30 companies that have been created a day here in Madrid. And there's 43% Spanish startups are founded in Madrid. So the ecosystem is a vibrant ecosystem. It's a great place to live, to find yourself a career, and obviously to study. And what better place to do it than, you know, the campus of the future. We're opening on top of our already existing campus. We've started in 1973, but we're opening a new tower. Is going to be an architectural design proven environmentally efficient, and will open in 2021. So what do we want? What are we here for? We want to help you build your own path. We want to help you connect your personal life and your professional life. We want to help you build an international network, provide you with the tools so that you can boost your career and discover new places. We want you to boost and pivot your career. We want you to gain skills to start your new venture. And we want you to make friends and create a network that is built upon the time that you're being here. We've been doing this since 1973, and you know, we don't not only provide professional but personal growth. And in order for us to do that, we have divided a little bit of the career options that you want to look. If you're interested in business and management, or finance, economics, and trade, if you want to learn a little bit more about marketing, communications, and media, or technology and data, you should pick one of these and then continue the conversation with our teams. We also have over 32 different offices all over the world. And yeah, without further ado, I'll let each of these pathways, specifically business and management, finance and trade and economics, marketing and communications, and technology and data, to carry on. So yeah, I'll let Ángeles talk now.
Thank you very much, Germán. Thank you very much, all of you attending today. I'm happy to start with the program's presentation. This first one is the Master in Management, which is part of the business and management pathway, the ones that Germán just introduced you. This Master in Management is a generalistic program, right? It will teach you the skills and the knowledge you necessarily need, or you need to have to eventually run a business and manage a business. It's very unique. We've been we've been having this program for many years already, but it's a bit different to whatever you can find outside in the market. Something which is a differentiation point is that it's 50% customizable. The last 2 periods you can pick the courses you want to take. It has what is called Project B, which is basically a career assessment center that works with you all along the program to help you building these skills, to help you getting into the industry that you want, help you working with your soft skills. It has more than 50 electives for you to choose. With you might eventually share with other programs of the school, which is also an opportunity to build your network. Also, to enlarge your network, you might find yourself working in the electives with people from the MBA or from the Master in Finance. It has 6 different tracks that you can choose and specialize. And it also has the Beyond Borders experience, which means you can travel and be away for part of the program, study with some of our partner schools. The Master in Management, it lasts for 1 year, and it has 2 intakes. You can decide to join either in September or January. It has a full-time format, and it's placed in Madrid. You can also pick the language, which is fully in English or bilingual in English and Spanish. It offers, as part of the Beyond Borders experience, also travels to San Francisco, Shanghai, or Tel Aviv. And regarding the specializations, it has 6 options that you can see here. Those are chosen during the 3rd period. And you can decide if you want to specialize in international business, digital business, marketing and sales, entrepreneurship and innovation, finance and investments, and strategy management. Then I will keep going with the finance, economics, and trade pathway, which is focused on the Master in Finance. Our Master in Finance is, again, 1 year program, and it has a full-time format. You can decide either to join in September or April. So our next intake is just starting in 2 months, and we can gladly say that we opened a waiting list. That same thing that happened last year. It's a program. It's very different to what you would get in the Master in Management. As I said, the Master in Management is a more generalistic program. It's the kind of knowledge you get there is similar to what you would get into an MBA, but the Master in Finance is a specialized program. So the majority of all the content is focused on finance. It has different periods. The very first 2 everyone has to study the same, are the core periods, and the 3rd period is the elective one. It's whenever you're able to choose what you want to become or what you want to specialize again. And it's whenever you're able to choose between fintech and financial analytics, investments, or corporate finance and private equity. We also offer exchange programs with London Business School on Frankfurt School of Finance and Management to do part of the program abroad.
Great, thank you so much, Angeles. So I'll be talking a little bit about our technology programs. We have a number of different masters and specializations, but today I'm here to talk to you guys about the Master in Business Analytics and Big Data. It is, it's a reality that tech is the future and big data drives a lot of the tech today. The program is focused on consultancy experience so that you can translate information from one end of the side of the business to the technological area, and one end from the technical portion to business decision making. Overall, it gives you a hands-on experience with progressive programming evaluation. You're going to be doing Kaggle exercises all throughout the program. You're going to be learning Python, R, and SQL, machine learning from the basics of statistical learning all the way throughout the advanced neural networks and random forest tree decision making and all of that. We also have a number of different electives that I could talk about for a very long time, but a little bit of going into the ground, right? So the program has 2 options. You can do it full-time or you can do it part-time. It has 2 intakes for October and April for the full-time and January for the part-time. And the duration of the program is 10 months for the full-time and 17 for the part-time. Now I'd like to talk to you about the Masters in Computer Science and Business Technology. It's not the traditional computer science approach that most universities do. This is actually a very approachable program. Even people that have done their bachelor's in computer science, they do really well in this program because of the business-driven approach that they have. You learn all these technical things in computer science, and you actually put them in practice with real work scenarios based on actual business cases, just like any other of our programs at IE. They're all done through the business case methodology, so you're actually learning by doing. We want you to work with global companies. IBM is our chosen technology partner for AI. Oracle professionals will deliver several technical modules. And we've noticed that there's a rising demand for computer science skills in the job market. And we have created a number of different certifications in partnerships with Amazon Web Services, IBM, Google, and Oracle, so that you can have that very demanded position into your career. Obviously, this computer science approach, because it's a very applied to real life scenarios, it's an approach that is done for everyone. So if you don't have a STEM background, that is completely okay. The other advantage that this program has to do is that you have 11 months. It starts with a pre-course in which for you to evolve your skills and learn a little bit more about how to program, how to do math, quantitative methods, and then evolve into that. As I mentioned already, we have the certifications. But this program starts in combination with the Master in Digital Business and Innovation. They both start together in September, and in December, you get to pick whether you want to focus on digital business or stay in computer science, or the other way around. We work with successful global companies. Because of that transfer opportunities, you have the chance to actually learn a little bit more about the strategy, right? So digital business is more on the driving the innovation, on creating the business cases, using digital transformation and providing knowledge for you to go further. Whereas with computer science is a little bit more about the doing, right? So blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning are some of the key aspects that you see in computer science. This program, again, starts in 11 months. It's full-time and it's here in Madrid, which is great. And yeah, September will be the starting of this program. I'll leave the floor to my colleague, Blanca, to tell you more about the marketing, communications, and media pathway.
Thank you so much, Germán. Hello, everyone. My name is Blanca. I'm in charge of the marketing programs at our university. And today I'm going to introduce you to 3 of the programs that we have in our portfolio. Well, as you know, today we are more connected than ever, and the world of marketing, communication, and media is all about using a fine balance of innovative technology and human creativity to understand consumer behavior and shape customer decisions and obviously unlock the value in business. So, well, our marketing, communication, and media programs aim to develop professionals who can build strong ties between people and organizations using a variety of digital and non-digital channels and strategies. Okay, so we will start off with Masters in Digital Marketing. For this Masters has 2 different formats, so you can go for the part-time format. It starts in 1 month, and then the full-time version that starts in October. Okay. So this Masters, if you're interested in understanding the behaviors of today's digital consumers, this Masters will train you, to go through different analytics tools and define strategies to optimize customer engagement and then transform data into action. So if you're interested, in getting a really, a professional in digital marketing, then this would be the best fit for you. As I said, it has 2 different formats, and I mean, you will be able to develop the most up-to-date and relevant digital marketing skills. And something that is common to all of our masters is that they are very hands-on. It's a very hands-on experience because you will be working with real case companies such as Germán was saying, Amazon Web Services, Salesforce, and so on. So we have really, really good and powerful partnerships with great players in the field. And this makes, the experience very much positive, and it adds a lot of value. Okay, so we can go ahead with the next one. It would be the Masters in Corporate and Marketing Communication. Same here. This Masters, it offers 2 different formats. The part-time one starting in April, and then the full-time version in September, the end of September. Okay, and this program, it trains professionals in several functions of corporate communication, and it's great because it combines communication and management skills. Okay, so it will prepare you to become top managers in the communication field. And something that is very interesting is the final project, because you will be working with real companies such as Adidas, Coke, Cartier, so from all across very many different industries, because as you know, communication is everywhere. So this is something that I wanted to highlight, because it's it's very hands-on and very practical. And then last but not least, the Masters in Visual and Digital Media. This program will prepare you to create and lead innovative and visually exciting digital media projects that engage users and audiences. So if you are someone who is really interested in all the more creative part of marketing, then this master would be the best fit for you. This one, we only offer this one in a full-time version, okay, full-time format, starting in September, the end of September. And same here, you will be working, with professors that are practitioners at the same time, so they will, share with you their day-to-day experience working in top companies. And same, the final project will be with a real, with a company, and you will have to come up with a solution for them. It's a consulting company. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you regarding the marketing pathway. I don't know, Germán, if you want to go ahead with.
Yes. So before we move forward with financial aid and student services, I just wanted to highlight that all of the programs that we just talked about, you can actually combine them with the Masters in Management. That means that you can start your Master in Management in January or September for some of them. You can start with the Master in Management and then continue with the specialization. It is an added-on experience for you, and it's also a great way for you to professionalize in a very specific area that you're interested in. So we highly recommend that if this is something that you're interested in, please get in touch with us. But moving on, I wanted to talk to you guys about financial aid and student services. We have a number of different scholarships. We have over 20 of them. And they divide into 3 categories: merit-based, diversity-based, or financial needs. So try to find out what are some of the things that you feel would be a better fit for you in our financial aid website, and apply to those scholarships. You can apply up to 3 of them, and if you're awarded with scholarship, you could be awarded up to 40% of scholarship. So I hope you guys are ready to join this ride. I'll make myself and my team will also be available for you guys if you have any questions, doubts, or concerns. I'll be more than happy to address them. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, Josh, if you have any, we can open the floor for questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Wonderful presentation. Phenomenal information. We'll dive right into some questions that we have here. Obviously everybody knows we're a little over a year now dealing with the COVID pandemic, and so it's had an effect on many aspects of higher education, and especially for those who are aspiring for graduate programs. And so we'll kick it right off. So how are things there on the campus after and during COVID? And so have the classes been online this semester? Are they going to remain online? What's the outlook there?
Thank you so much, Josh. The very first thing is that we were actually one of the very first universities to continue with the transformation process into an online platform very quickly in April of 2020, and we were able to really accommodate to these things. Fortunately enough, the situation has improved, and we've been working on something called liquid learning for a couple of years now, and this was a great opportunity for us to launch it. So now we have this thing called liquid learning methodology, in which Students can participate on classes physically on our campus. So you can be in class on campus, you can join the buildings, you can attend to different activities without a problem. Or if you have, let's say you have something in particular, you can join online as well. The biggest thing here is that IE is providing people with exams and COVID tests to make sure that everything stays, COVID-free. And we have a number of thermometers and everything to make sure that our students stay safe. We're evaluating them on a constant basis and making sure the campus stays, at par with the recommendations. So yeah, we are open.
Awesome, that's great. And so how has COVID affected the criteria for admissions for individuals who are applying from outside of the country?
I can go for this one. I don't think criteria for admission has been changed. We've always had a holistic approach. We understand H1 situation, and for example, from the Master in Finance, the GMAT score this year was 10 points behind the previous year, and that was because the online version was tougher and candidates. So we were flexible in that option, right? But we adapted the admission process to be able to be done entirely online, so candidates are still able to apply and complete their application. Mm-hmm. But in terms of how rigid we are, and that keeps being the same, the only way to keep the quality is the only way to keep the quality of our students. That is something that at the end they will also take advantage of once they join the class.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so how have applications been this year? With COVID, are you seeing an increase in applications throughout your programs, or have they remained the same, a decrease, kind of? How's COVID and such having an impact on the applications this year?
I think one of the biggest key things is the fact that the reality is that there's a lot of people that are losing their jobs of COVID, and I've realized this is a great time for them to go back into school, and this is a phenomenal opportunity for them to take some time off to appreciate the moment that they have and actually apply. So fortunately enough, we've had a large number of applicants. We've continued to see the application process go strongly, and I think it's one of the biggest advantages that the opportunities that we offer on upskilling and reskilling are definitely there. On top of the fact that our career services does a paramount job in people finding that next step and guiding themselves to that, next job is going to be very important. And of course, taking a year tries to figure out itself, where the situation tries to improve and accommodate, and you take that year in a safe environment that you're actually learning something that will take precedent in that future of yours. It's something that a lot of people have taken into consideration. So fortunately, we have seen actually a lot of people applying, so it's good.
Yeah, and adding to Germán's answer, as he was saying before, we've adapted so quickly to this new situation, so giving students the opportunity to continue their studies online. So that's why we don't want it, to put on hold and the students' education. That's why we've reacted so quickly and adapted everything, the methodologies, the campus, and so on to the needs, to today's needs.
Absolutely. And so, seeing if you're seeing an increase in applications throughout the programs, what are some ways that an individual could help themselves stand out in the applicant pool, aside from just an exceptional GMAT score?
So I think that at IE, the application process is very comprehensive. We don't just look at the GMAT scores or the GRE scores. We also need to take a look at the whole picture of the candidate. The application process includes an express yourself portion in which candidates can do to it in any way they feel relevant for their expression. I've had people build, a machine learning algorithm for them to answer questions that are similar to interviews. We've seen people create amazing videos related to the program that they're doing, and that creativity definitely sparks light into some of the things that we want to see in the program. Absolutely, grades are super important. Their application, their extracurricular activities are also paramount. And ultimately, you also have the interview, right? So it's a moment for you to shine, to get to know someone from the university. Most of our admissions team, the vast majority of them are actually IE alumni. So we really know the concepts behind the classroom and take opportunity of that. And the reason why we look so much at extracurriculars as well is because we have over 194 different clubs. So we want to make sure that you're a part of organizations, that you can meet people outside of the program or the master that you're in, and to actually get involved in something cool. So we have those opportunities, and we definitely like to see that as well, just included on.
Awesome. That actually was one of the questions I was going to ask, was how much credit was given to the extracurricular activities in the admissions process, but you kind of touched on that on the back end there. And so if we need to later, we can come back to that if someone is interested. Let's see, looking at a question that came in here. So do gap years have an effect on the selection?
It really depends. Depends on what you did during the gap year, right? So it's not the same that someone comes with a story that I wanted to really get to know how's the family business, so I got in there, help them, and no, I want to know how it really is. So now I do a master's, and I'm able to improve it. That those that say I took the year because I really wanted to do nothing and watch Netflix. So a gap year by itself, it wouldn't need to damage your application as long as it has a reason behind. And it's a good reason that it still even doesn't need to damage your CV, but it improves it, right? So not necessarily. It really depends on a case-to-case basis.
Awesome. Staying kind of on the application questions, is it mandatory to submit the TOEFL if an individual has completed their bachelor's degree at a primarily English university?
For the English exams, we have two waivers. So one would be if you've completed your whole bachelor's in English, or you've been, the second one would be living in a speaking English country for 2 years.
Perfect. And then what are some ways that an individual could address a weakness in their application? They may have a high GMAT and a low GPA or vice versa. What are some ways just to help offset a weakness in one component?
I would say the perfect space is the personal interview, because you will have the chance, to speak really from heart. I mean, really, you will have the chance, to show and to explain yourself to an admissions person. It's going to be obviously online, but still, this is the best way, to approach this type of situations. And as Angeles was saying before, as long as you can explain it, and be really clear on what happened. We are human beings.
Right.
So yeah. So I think this would be the best way to approach this.
Exactly, and just completing on Blanca's, just to address it by yourself. So be the ones putting that on the table, either in the interview or in the express yourself part, which is also an option. So don't try to hide it, because the admissions they'll know and they'll ask about it. So it's better if you raise it by yourself and you give a good explanation what happened there, because as Blanca said, we all are humans. No one's perfect. There can be a perfectly reasonable or a reason behind that. So don't worry about it. Just be able to explain what was behind.
Awesome. And so, let's move on to this next question here. Is it difficult for non-European students to find good jobs after the Master's in Management program?
To find them in Europe, I guess that's what you're asking, right? Indeed,
yes,
you have to convince the company that you're better than the other ones that already have a visa, right? So it's not impossible, but you cannot take that for granted. It requires a lot of work, a lot of help from our talent and careers department that is there from the very beginning to help you guys preparing and get the eventual job offer. But it's something that, as I said, required a lot of work and a lot of effort from your side, because you are starting from a step behind everyone else, right? To get to the same position. So that's something you have to catch up with.
Awesome. Let me look at the questions coming in here. I think this is one that a lot of people would like to know. How high is the importance of knowing Spanish?
So I think that you're in Spain, right? So it depends on how much, right? I think that the first thing is that all of our programs include a little bit of a proportion in which you can take some Spanish lessons before the program starts. So you can, figure your way around of ordering a beer or asking for a tapa or something, the basic Spanish that you need in Spain. But in all seriousness, we do provide an environment in which you can actually practice your Spanish. There's some sessions that are included in the programs if you need to, if you want to take Spanish throughout the year. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but IEs actually focus a lot of the work in an international environment. So a lot of the things around campus are English driven. Everyone speaks English, everyone's very comfortable with the community around IE. Or, you wanna take your experience. It's not super important for your year here, but if you're going to be looking for a job, it depends on the job that you're trying to apply. If it's for a multinational company, English would be the traditional language spoken. But if you're going into Repsol or Sani or a Spanish company, will take a little bit more prevalence in that sense.
Absolutely. This question here is geared towards the Masters in Finance. What's the best way to prepare for an interview for the Masters in Finance program?
The interview really varies on the interviewer, so there's not a plot that the interviewer follows. It really depends, and really depends on each one profiles, on the candidate profile, because that's something that will be addressed to. In general, as general tips, I will tell you: be aware of the program, study structure, be clear about your motivation, and why you would be a good fit for the program, and how would you eventually add value to the class. Of course, you also need to prepare or to be aware of financial news, what's happening in the world, what's happening not just in your local market regarding financial news, so a bit of everything.
Absolutely. This individual here, Eleanor, had asked, what does the interview look like? Will it be behavioral questions? Will there be technical questions? What is that? What's that the interview look like from the applicant's perspective?
Well, in my case, for example, as Angeles was saying, I would like to really to know if you are aware of what's happening in the marketing field. So what type of companies are being the top players nowadays? What types of campaigns you would highlight, and why? And obviously it's a combination of both. So I guess, for example, Germán, you will ask some technical questions, obviously, and the master's in big data, but it's a combination of both, so of technical skills and soft skills as well, because for us it's key that you are that you feel really comfortable when it comes to teamwork and working with completely different mindsets and students coming from all around the world, because our classes are so diverse. So this is something that we test as well, how comfortable you feel when it comes to working with different types of of professionals.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, so the student goes through the application process, they interview, they get admitted to their program of choice. So then they start looking into internships. You know, they're working their way through the program, wanting to get into a company and get, start building up some experience in their field. Are students expected to find an internship themselves, or does IE provide support in setting up the networking and the interviewing opportunities for the students?
So we have a great career services that will help you in that step. Obviously, if a student has a specific thing that they want to focus themselves and want to go on their own path, they're more than happy, and you can totally do that. But if you want to take advantage of the services that we have to offer, you have the opportunity there. You have the chance to get to know the people from career services, learn, what are some of the tactics you need to do, and try to find an internship with them. We have our own pool of jobs, companies that bring us opportunities themselves. The biggest thing here is that we rely a lot in our alumni network. So a lot of alumni, when they have job opportunities, they bring them to us and we're able to offer them to the community. So, the pool is very, very large, and it allows people to try new things, try different things. Especially for people wanting to move away and stay here in Spain. Internships will play an important role in that sense and I've seen a couple questions in this, so I'll address it. So the way that it works is that once you're done with the program, you can do an internship with your student visa. And then when you're done with the internship, the company will sponsor you for your work visa. So you have to find a company that will be willing to, sponsor you, or that will sponsor people. And then based on that, try to find an internship in that type of company so you can pivot the career that way. It's something that I always recommend, especially if you have a lot of interest in staying here. It should be one of the very first things you do. And it actually is. The first classes you see in the program are related to career services, but you got to keep the ball rolling because, at the end of the day, it is a competitive market. Our programs are phenomenal programs that will pinpoint in the right direction, but ultimately it will be your work and it will be your effort, the one that will get you towards where.
Absolutely. This question here, I assume they're curious if there are on-campus dorms that are available for students while they are in their program, or are they required to have off-campus housing?
We have a specific team. It's called Student Services, and they are the ones that will, help students out to find accommodation solutions, and they will guide them through the whole application. In case they need a visa and so on. And yes, they will put you in contact with company residences that we have agreements with, and so on. Yeah.
Perfect. Let me look here. Do you have any information, stats, details about the placements for international graduates? And what could an international student expect in terms of recruiting?
I think the best for this is to check our website, because in each one of the program's website, we have something called Careers Report. And in those, you're able to see where our students were coming from, where did they find a job, and where, or in which sector and in which country. So I think that will give you a very detailed information about all our programs.
Perfect. Let's see here what I got coming in. All right. So what advice do you have for prospective students that are planning to apply to IE? Is there anything in particular that you would like prospective applicants to know that would help increase their chances of standing out?
I think that we talked a little bit about the diversity factor, right? One of the things that I recommend is not only to look for diversity, like, you know, nationality wise, but talk a little bit about your diversity as a person. What are some of these things that make you who you are? How do you stand out from the rest? What are some of the challenges that you have overcome in your life, and what have you learned from them? These kind of things are very important for us to know, because this will shape the class that you're going to be a part of, right? So we want to make sure that people can share experiences, that people can have, you know, that set of goals and achievements and completion. So definitely try to be well-rounded, try to show yourself not only on your extracurriculars, your professional skills, but the things that you have accomplished in your life, and showcase them, you know. Don't be shy, because at the end of the day, it's a moment for you to highlight what you have accomplished, and to make sure that we know why you're fit for IE.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always tell individuals that ask, I always like to tell them to be genuine. You know, admissions committees, as you know, they view hundreds to thousands of applications, and they have a knack for pinpointing when an individual is being ingenuine. And so being genuine goes a long way in an application. Make sure that I haven't overlooked anything here. We got a couple minutes left, so I'll give you you know, a minute or two to kind of give closing thoughts. If there's anything you want to say that you haven't said, you know, now's the time to let individuals know, and then after that we can wrap it up, and I'll give a little bit more information after you kind of give your closing thoughts.
So on my end, I wanted to say thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. As I mentioned at the beginning, we have our office. We have an office in you know, in many different places. We have one in India. Our colleague Namita is dealing with the conversations on the chat, so feel free to reach out to her. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can schedule calls on our websites for IE. Find the program that you're interested in. Click on, you know, book a call, and we can get into more detail. But from my end, that's pretty much it. I'm sure Angeles and Blanca would add something else. But thank you, everyone.
Go ahead if you have anything else to add.
No, I wanted just to say thank you again. As Germán said, we're fully available for further questions, detailed information with each one of you. So please, if you're interested, go ahead and send us an email or book a call with us, and we'll be more than happy to help you.
And same from my side. Thank you so much. And as Germán said at the very beginning, we are ready. And we are really, you know, our campus is completely equipped to host you in case you decide to pick IE University in Madrid. So thank you so much. And thank you, Josh.
Awesome. Thank you. Again, I don't know what time it is over in Madrid, but I know it's almost 10 a.m. here where I'm at. I'm sure it's later in the day for you guys. So I want to thank you for taking the time out and highlighting the master's programs that IE offers in the business school. To everybody else watching, make sure that you register for the subsequent events. Again, there's more giveaways in the other sessions. We have a lot more going on today, and then we have a few more days after this. So make sure you get registered for that. Come join in the sessions, hear from other business schools about the programs that they have, and surely throughout the entire Master Spotlight, you'll be able to pinpoint the perfect fit for you. And so I have nothing else. We'll wrap this session up. We'll be back here in about 15 minutes for another session. So I'll see you all then. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.